Is it Stout?
Stouti.
Stouty? Okay.
Diane Stouti seemed like an ordinary mother and wife, but behind closed doors, she was harboring a deadly secret.
So you've lost your husband, you've lost your son, and now your daughter is clinging to life. Are you saying this is just a coincidence?
Over the course of several months, she systematically poisoned her own family members with antifreeze.
She started feeling sick Saturday, just a mild headache.
This past Saturday?
Well, it's been a whole week.
Leaving a trail of death and devastation in her wake. This chilling story of betrayal and murder is one that will leave you both horrified and captivated. Diane Stouti, a mother of 3 from Springfield, Missouri, made headlines in 2013 when she was convicted of poisoning 2 of her family members, her husband Mark and her son Sean, with antifreeze. Her motive? According to reports, she wanted to collect life insurance payouts for their deaths. The case shocked the nation and left many wondering how a mother could commit such heinous crimes against her own family. Diane Stouti was born on January 26, 1962 in Springfield, Missouri. She grew up in a middle-class family and was described as a quiet and reserved child. She married her husband, Mark Stouti, in 1980, and they had 3 children together, Sean, Sarah, and Rachel. According to reports, the Stouti family was a troubled one. Mark was described as controlling and abusive, and Diane was said to have suffered from depression and anxiety. The couple's children also reportedly struggled with mental health issues, including depression and bipolar disorder. The first sign that something was amiss in the Stouti household came in April 2012, when Mark Stouti was found dead in his sleep. The cause of death was initially believed to be natural causes, but an autopsy later revealed that he had been poisoned with antifreeze. A few months later, in September 2012, Diane and Mark's son Sean also fell ill and was rushed to the hospital. He died a few days later, and an autopsy revealed that he had also been poisoned with antifreeze. The deaths of Mark and Sean Stouti were initially believed to be unrelated.
So if his stuff were to come back with anything like that, something similar to maybe what Sarah's might come back with, how would you explain that?
I don't know.
But suspicions were raised when another adult child of Diane, Sarah, fell ill in early 2013. She was hospitalized but eventually recovered. Police were called to investigate the deaths and illnesses, and Diane Stouti was eventually arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of first-degree assault. Diane Stouti initially pleaded not guilty to the charges against her, but later changed her plea to guilty. During her trial, she admitted to poisoning her family members with antifreeze, claiming that she wanted to collect life insurance payouts to pay off debts. In July 2013, Diane Stouti was sentenced to life in prison without parole for each murder charge and 30 years for the assault charge, to be served concurrently. Rachel Stouti was sentenced to life in prison for each murder charge and 30 years for the assault charge, also to be served concurrently. Diane Stouti's story is one that will stay with us for a long time. Her heinous crimes shocked the community and left many wondering how someone could do such a thing to their own family. The poisonings were a slow and calculated process, with Diane methodically administering antifreeze to her loved ones over a period of months. The toll was devastating. Her husband and son both lost their lives, while her daughter was left with permanent brain damage. What could have driven Diane to commit such a monstrous act? While we may never know for sure, it is clear that she had some deep-seated issues that needed to be addressed. Despite the tragic nature of this story, it is important to remember that justice was ultimately served. Diane was convicted of 2 counts of murder and 1 count of assault, and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While this will never bring back the lives that were lost or restore the health of her daughter, it does offer some measure of closure and accountability. In many ways, Diane's story is a cautionary tale. It serves as a reminder that even the people we think we know the best can harbor dark secrets. and that it is important to always be vigilant and to seek help if we are struggling with mental health issues and other problems. By working to address these underlying problems, we can prevent tragedies like the Stouti poisonings from occurring in the future.